Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you joined me today for this Superset session and that you weren't put off by the title. It is hard, it is intense, but it is also doable. What is a superset? A superset is usually 2 different exercises, sometimes 3, but we're using 2 today. 2 different exercises done back to back or with very little recovery time in between. You'll notice today you'll be doing a 50 seconds on and a 10 seconds off before we move on to them. It'll be legs, then it'll be arms, then it'll be legs, then it'll be arms. So it's 4 sets through, 8 minutes on each one. Okay, so what you will need enough room to move about in. It's going to be all standing exercises today, and you're going to need several sets of weights. So I'll leave that up to you. I'll be calling out 4s, 3s, and I might go a little bit lighter on one of the arm long extension ones. Okay, so you've got the whole drift of what's going on. It is working hard, but again, it will make you fitter, it will make you stronger, because we'll be doing high repetitions with very little recovery, so it will tax your body in that way. Okay, so let's get started with that warm-up. We're just going to do a march through. Okay, march it through. Okay, coming wide to the legs. I'm going to do a body roll there, just roll it around. Abs are pulled in. Legs are straight. Going to go the other way. Yeah, then I'm going to come forward from the hip, just drop it, come up, drop it, come up, over the top, and get me a little reach. Good, so again, already feel your rib cage down and in. Okay, just one arm, roll it. Good, then the other arm, roll and a roll. Rib cage down and in, shoulder down. I'm going to do a step touch here. I'm going to come out and back. Good, so I'm grabbing that air, I'm putting it behind me, I'm driving with those elbows, I'm nice and light on my feet. Good. Okay, my arms are up. Okay, elbows. Yes, give me that squeeze between the shoulder blades. Okay, I'm going to come up onto my toes here, reach up and circle it out. Good, go back to those elbows, step touch. Yeah, got 4 more, shoulders are low, give me that squeeze between the shoulder blades. Okay, now in, feel that space between the shoulder blades. Lovely, good. I'm going to do a box step to the front or a V step wide, narrow. Yes, again, feel that you do drop down. Feel that there's a little bit of pressure on the fronts of the thighs as you drop. Good. Okay, wide, drop, bring it up, lovely, good, feel that little opening down through the insides of your thighs. Good, I'm going to do a little reach this time, come up. Good, reach, the other arm reaching up to the back. 4, 3, 2, I'm going to do a little jog in, jog out. Jog in, jog out. Lovely, good. Just light on the feet. Okay, feet underneath you. Do me a squat. Good. I'm going to do a squat with a kick out. Good. Feel that you kick with your heel, so you feel that work on your hamstrings. Well done. Okay, back to that roll. Then roll the other way. Then I'm going to do that tip forward from my hip. 1 more. Okay, leg curl. Good. Driving those elbows back. Feel a little bit of a pec work going on that cross. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just give me that roll round. And well done. Just give me that little shake off. Okay, on my first one, so again, remember 50 on, 10 seconds off, 2 different exercises, 2 each, and then 4 all the way round. Okay, so for my first one, I'm going to pick a heavier weight for my goblet squat. So it is upper back work as well. So again, I've just widened my goblet squat, down, and push up. Okay, so I'll just stay with those heavier weights. Okay, lovely. If you've got me your weights, let's get ready to go. Here are your beeps. Okay, so really feel that you have got it under control. Here, I'm just holding those weights onto my chest. My weight is back over my heels. I can feel that work on the way up. Lovely, good. Now there is work on my top half to be done as well. Otherwise those weights will want to take me over towards the front. I want to keep my weight on my heels. 20 seconds to go now. Good, push it up. Push. Give me that squeeze. Lovely, good. I'm going to put those down and I'm going to take a set of 3s and they're walking with me into a forward lunge, one leg than the other. Okay, so as I drop down into my lunge, make sure you're right in the middle, your shoulders are over your hips, push that leg off and really keep your core pulled in. Good, so this will take us to the beginning, or sorry, the end of our first set, the beginning of our second set. Good, lovely. And remember we've got 4 sets to do on this one. So do pace yourself. Those supersets will make your legs work hard. Lovely, good. So get those repetitions in, that 50 seconds of work. Good, coming down into single figures now. Make each one a good one. Shoulders pull back and down. Drop into that squat. Okay, lovely, good. Okay, ready for your goblet squat again. Second one. Okay. Shoulders back and down. Abs definitely pulled in. Weights just on your chest. Okay. A squat and a lift. Really feel it in those glutes. Really get that squeeze all the way up to the top. On my way down, I'm not leaning forward, even though my bottom's going out. I'm keeping my chest lifted. Good, so do pick with those heavy weights if you can. Keep them over your chest. Good. 25 seconds to go. Good work, well done. Drop and push up. Lovely, good. Down into our teens now. Now down into single figures, you're doing great. Sit back on those heels and give me that push up. Stick with the heaviest weight that you feel you can keep control of. Lovely, good, okay, well done. Okay, go get slightly lighter on that lunge. So lunge forward, so give yourself room. Okay, drop into that lunge, pushing back off. Good, lovely. Down and push me off each time. Now here, I'm definitely using that front leg as my push off. Just remember hamstrings, glutes, my thighs still working for me. I have 20 seconds left. This is going to bring us halfway through this set. Lovely, good. Good, so keep that effort up. Get that drop in that lunge. Make sure each one's a good one. You're down into single figures now. You are doing great, so keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. That's it, good. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good work, well done. I'm back to my goblet squat. Lovely, good, so. Good, lovely. Dropping it down and pushing up. So again, that constant state of work that we've got here, again, will help your metabolic rate to rise as well. Give that push up. You will feel you get hot because it's big muscle groups you're using as well. There will be an aerobic element to it, which is helping with that metabolic rate as well. Lovely, good. Good work. 15 seconds to go. Remember, we are over halfway now. Third set out of 4. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good work, well done. Just that 10 seconds to get ourselves into position for that next one. Okay, lovely. Into my lunge. Good. So make it nice and wide. Don't do me a squash lunge. Get confident about keeping your core pulled in, your shoulders back and down. So when you're in that lunge, you are right over, shoulders over hips. Good. Just keep an eye on what you're doing. And I'm dropping that back leg as well. So remember, do drop it. You can go slow on these. Good. 20 seconds to go. Third set, about to be done and dusted. You're doing great. That's it. Single figures now. Lovely, good. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Are we ready for our fourth and final set on this? Okay, my goblet squat. Here we go. Drop it down, push it up. Good, my weight over my heels. Feel where your shoulders are. They roll back and down. The weight pushes up through your heels. Backs of legs into your glutes, exactly where it should be. Lovely, good. And again, those arms working. Just keep those weights on your chest. Good. We have got 20 seconds left on this last one. Pushing up. Make each one a good one. On squats and on lunges. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lovely, good. Okay, are we ready for our last lunges? Okay. Still with those weights over my chest. Down into your lunge. Push off with that front leg. Good. So again, I don't end up using my body. If the legs get really tired, you end up throwing your body back. Try not to do that. Think heel, push back off. Really keep those legs strong for me. Good. Lovely, good. Keep at it. We will get 1 minute off. We just get that recovery for the next set. Good, drop and lift. 3, 2, 1. Lovely, good. Okay, well done. Okay, just take a little bit of drink of water here for me, please. Okay, if your arms are a little bit tired on that last one, just give it a little shake out. Okay, little roll. Okay, so you're taking a drink of water, had a little bit of a shake out. Okay, well done. Okay, so on my next one, I'm going to start with my 2.5s instead. Now, do try and do me a V here, because it's going to be a V lift, like that. And then we're going to go into a Y lift, and remember your elbows come back behind your waist. Okay, so choose your weight and we will go. Okay, in my V for my first 50. Elbows tucked in, get wider in that V. Does feel a little bit awkward at first, but just because of the physicality of it, I'm having to keep my elbows at my waist, and then I'm working the up and the back of my shoulder here. Almost feels a bit like a tricep to get that arm to come back. Good, so if you leave your thumbs at the top there and you turn your wrists backwards, you'll get that lift. Good, so again, knees can be just a little bit soft, core pulled in, elbows just at my waist. Good, 3, 2, 1. Okay, are we ready for that V? So again, my elbows are bent to start with. They're here. Lovely. I come out in a V, I go back down and in. So you're going to feel it on your shoulders. Good, lovely. I try and get those elbows just to squeeze behind my waist there. So from the front, my elbows disappear, just behind my waist. Can't get them too far behind, but I am aiming to get it down there and get that little squeeze on my shoulder blades. Yeah, good. And up, out, under control. They go straight at the end. Lovely, good. Okay, well done. I'm coming back to my V. Thumbs on the top, elbows tucked into my waist this time, shoulders still back and down. Here's my V, and it just gets wider as it goes up. Good, so again it's coming away from me. So from the side you can see, ends up there. Good. Giving up our second set out of 4. Lovely, good. Feeling it on those shoulders. As I get that lift up, top back of arm as well, getting that lift. Thumb is still facing the way that we're going. About to come down to single figures now. Keep me that V each time, it just gets wider. 3, 2, 1. Well done, good, okay, lovely. Does start to tell on the shoulders on this one. So you're doing great. Core pulled in, it's going to help me. Shoulders pull back and down, elbows out, and then try and bring them back in. Good, so do control the back in as well. Don't let them just drop. Almost feels like a lat pull down. It's that lat guidance. Lovely, good. Out, down. Good, out and then back in. Wide, then collapse it back down. Good, lovely. Taking us into midway on this arm superset. And you get a little bit of a longer break. Get ready for those legs. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well done. Okay, 2 more sets to go. Thumb. Then I change them out into that V. It's going to make the right part of my arm work, that upper back of my arm and shoulder. Back into my V each time. So your elbows, sorry, not your elbows are always bent. Your wrists slightly bent back. That's it, good. And give me that lift. Work using both those arms at the same time. Remember this little bit here now. Once it goes into that long arm, 3 out of 4. Well done, good. Okay, lovely. Whew. Feeling it too. But we are getting fitter and stronger. It's that intensity. Lovely, good. That's making us do that work. Or making us work harder, should I say. Hopefully it's your own will that's making you work. Good work, well done. Up and out, squeeze it in. Good. Really signed up for those supersets. Out. Remember that. Controlled in as well. Good, I feel that my arms will definitely be glad to go back to legs. And good work, well done. Okay, my 4th and final set. So it's that V. Again, shoulders back and down. That V just gets wider. But with your elbows stuck at your waist. So again, top back of your arm has to do that lift. Good, so on these supersets, same muscles or muscles in the same areas is what we're using. Just maybe a slightly different way to really get an overall good workout. Lovely, we're down into our teens now. One more exercise to do and then we're finished with this arms. You're doing great, keep it up. Stick with it, even if you drop down to a lighter weight. 3, 2, 1. Okay, are we ready for our last one on these arms before we move back to our legs? Okay. Okay, I'm here, out and back. Good. Up. That squeeze back in, remember, each time. Good, up. And good work, well done. A little bit of an extra, just shake that off. Grab a little bit of water. Take this as a little bit of recovery before we go back onto our legs. No recovery on the legs, we're just going straight from one set to the other. Okay, good, so I'm going back to my 3, so go travel with me on this lunge. It's going to be a directional lunge. Okay, so my lunge will go straight back. It will come out, it will come out, it will do a squat, and then I travel back on that same trajectory, and it's going to be all one leg until we turn around on our second set through, and it's going to be the other leg. Okay, so lovely, so then I'm going to come down, out, in with that leg, out. It doesn't cross off sloppily, it does come out strong and lift up. Okay, are we ready to go? So we're going to pick up both those weights first of all, and we're going to be doing that directional lunge. Okay, so I'm back in my lunge, I'm out, I'm now in my squat with my bottom back. Then work your way back and then lunge. Lovely, good. Good, squat, work your way back and then a lunge. Through, down, lovely, good. And then a lunge. Get into that lunge each time. And the leg that's really going to feel this is my supporting leg, the thing that's getting me up and down each time. Lovely, good. Into your squat. Lunge. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, lovely, good. But I'm going to go heavier with this one. I'm going to take a 4 with me. Still on that leg that I've just used, because basically it was this leg that was doing the work. Okay, come out, come up and lift. So my core is helping me. I am bringing my own weight and that heavier weight, so go as heavy as you like. But when you're leaning forward, remember your abs are pulled in. Good. Pushing up. Feel that thigh and that glute. Tighten, then push you up like a spring. Down it goes tighter, and then push off. Lovely, good. Good, so really big movement. Core, keeping control. This weight, just staying forward the whole time. There's no twisting in my top half. 3, 2, 1. Okay, lovely, good. I'm in my double 3s. The other leg, lunging back, directional lunge into a squat. Okay, are we ready to go? Okay, so I lunge back, I lunge out, oops, I lunge out, and then a squat. Watch out for your mats. 1, 2, and then I lunge back, into my lunge, into my lunge, into my squat. Then I come back, good, into my lunge, out, out, squat. squat, here, here, straight back into your lunge. Lovely, good. Here, here. So again, these multi-directional lunges does work all of your leg, whether the one that's doing the lunge and the one that's doing the pushing up is really giving you that workout as well, pushing you up and down each time. 3, 2, 1, lovely, good. I remember just the 1, 4, and it's that step out. Okay, step out, come up and lift. So again, it's not a swing across, it's controlled, come straight up. That's it, lovely, good. Drop, push it up. Good, lovely. Quite aerobic. Up. Good, last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and good work. I'm back to my directional lunges, and I'm on the same leg where I started. Okay, so into my back lunge, drop, bring it out, do me a squat, and again, don't hurry this. Hold your lunge, hold your squat. Here, squat, back, back, into your lunge, out, into your squat. So do poke your bottom out on the squat. Remember on the lunge, it stays in, so that weight is on my front heel, but also on the front of my back leg, on that front thigh. Lovely, good. So it's that overall leg strength. Good. Here, squat. Well done. I think I'm still going to stick with my 4s on this. Okay, here, give me that lift. This takes me to 3 sets out of 4, so you're doing great. Lovely, good. And if your legs are a little tired, remember you've only got this one, another 2 minutes on the other side, and that's your legs done for today. Lovely, good. Keep it strong. Think about what your body's doing, pushing back with those hips. When I get down there, and then off. I'm coming from that low position. Keep it low. Lovely, good. 5 to go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, lovely, good. My last side on the last of my legs. Well done. Okay, so I'm lunging back. Lunge back, wide, wide, squat. Here, here, lunge all the way back and down. Out, out, squat, out. Good, so again, lots of those parts of your leg are being used in that directional lunge. Good, so here, I know my other glute, the one on my standing leg, is really feeling it because it done my steps out last time for me. Good, lovely. Certainly knows it's worked. Drop. Remember your lunge. Drop straight to the middle. Bottom out only on the squat. Here we go. Lunge. Bottom in. 3, 2, 1. Okay, lovely. Are we ready for our last leg section? Good work. So I'm going to step out, I get low, low, and up. Good, down. Push it up. I'm in control. I've got my shoulders pulled back and down. I've got my core pulled in. I've taken that weight with me. And good work, well done. Okay, just one more arm section to go, guys. You have done great. Okay, so a little drink of water. Get ready for our last section. Okay, I'm going to work. I'm going to go 4 on this one. See what you feel. But again, it's going to be a firm plant stance. And I'm going to go 1 pull back, upright row, 1 fly to the back, 1 up, 1 fly to the back. And then I'm going to go into my hammer curls. Okay, my hammer curls here. I've gone heavier still. Single arms, just alternate arms on that squeeze up. Okay, lovely, good. So there's 2 movements to the first one, and then bicep curls to the second. Okay, I'm going to go 4, see how we do. Okay, so 1 arm, and then both arms for the second set. Up, out. Core pulled in the whole time. Good. So I'm using those arms. And on that second set with the biceps, it's really going to work my core. Just doing alternates. Good, so we've got my hand on my front here. I'm not leaning on it, just there for balance. Up. Good. So I'm going heavy on these 2. Good, into my last few now. Really feel it in the back of that shoulder and get that lift. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well done. Those heavier weights. Hammer curl. So I'm here. Elbows just slightly bent. Hammer curl up. Good, so again you can see me controlling it on the way up and on the way down. So again my shoulders, which worked in that first section, are now stabilising me. Shoulders back and down. So I know I'm not going to use anything else apart from those biceps, making my zip and hollow on, making that all possible with my core being switched on. 15 to go. Up. Good, so I feel more work on my right than I did on my left, because that was the arm that I lifted last time. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good work, well done. Okay, on my other one, other arm, core still helping me, heel parted in. Okay, 1 pull back, 1 fly to the back. Lovely, good. Good, so my core, central to all of this. Because there's quite a long arm here, I've just got a little bit of a bend at the elbow. So I know that I'm not going to throw this one out. I have to lift it. Good, give me that lift. Give me that squeeze. Strong body, abs pulled in. Lovely, good. That bicep curl. Okay, so here, shoulders pull back and down. Single bicep curls. Yeah, I notice it now on my left arm. That's it, good. Might feel just that little bit more tired doing that bicep curl, because it's just done the other work for me. Good, up. 30 seconds to go. This takes us halfway through this last set, so stick with it. Lovely, good. Okay, well done. Okay, 10 seconds to get ready to go again. On that first arm. Okay, legs planted firmly. Okay. Good, so here, squeeze. And then back. And each time that weight goes down, it doesn't take my shoulder with it. My core and my shoulders themselves are keeping that arm in the correct place. 30 seconds to go now. Good, up. Try and stick with the heaviest weight that you can. Keep control of for those 50 seconds. Five to go now. This is it. 3, 2, 1. Lovely, good. This is now my bicep curls. My right's going to feel it more than my left. Okay, bicep curls. Making each one a good one. I just come up, touch my shoulder with that weight. Keeping my elbows close the whole time. Don't try and throw it up there. That will put you out of line. And also it means that your shoulders have left off a little bit of that work. Good. In total, 2 minutes 20. 20 of this, 2 minutes on your other ones, and we are done. Good work, well done. Lovely, good. Those supersets, they are demanding, but they are tough. And working extra hard will make you fitter, will make you stronger. 3, 2, 1. Good work, well done. Okay, are we ready for the last side? Okay. Last on this one, before I do those last bicep curls, and then that's it. Good, so the bicep curls, not just about our biceps, we're pretty strong on our biceps, but really about keeping that control of the core while you do it. Here, core, keeping me front while my arm goes out. I'm not turning, my hips are still facing front the whole time. Yeah, well done. Up. Give me that squeeze, give me that lift. Very nearly there now. Lift. Back. Three, 2, 1. Lovely, good. Are we ready for this last set of 50 seconds of bicep curls? Remember, shoulders back and down. Okay, shoulders back and down. Knees just a little bit soft. My core pulled in. Yeah, whoop. Up with that arm that's just been working. I noticed that difference. Good work, well done. Up. Okay, here it is. Here's the last. Now, last 30 seconds. I'm going to count you down in tens. Whoa. Keep that going. Keep that good form. Don't throw the body. Make sure it's all the arms. 20 seconds to go. Good, lovely. Up. 10 seconds to go now. 3, 2, 1, and good work. Well done. Okay, just going to come off those timers. Good work. Just give those arms just a little shake out. The last one to do. Okay, I'm going to be standing. I'm just now going to do my stretches out. Okay, so let's work on to something just a little bit more zen. Okay. One leg forward, one leg back. I'm just going to get that drop down. Okay, then come up. Feeling it on that hamstring, front of leg. Good. On my last one, I'm just coming down as far as I can go. I'm going to give a reach out. I'm going to stretch between those shoulder blades. Bend that leg this time and push yourself up. Okay, good work, well done. Okay, just changing over legs. hamstring stretch on that front leg. Just dropping down and coming back up. Nice and slow. You can see that I'm dropping out from my hip. Here, dropping out from my hip. Good. On this one, I come all the way down. All the way down. Reach it. Oh, this leg is stiffer. That's it. Good. It's getting a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a shake. If that happens, just drop the knee and then push it back again. Okay, now do bend the knee to come back up. Okay, lovely, good. I'm just rolling around those hips and then the other way. Okay, then I'm just going to come down on one side, coming up, down on the other side. Now I'm going to drop forward here, bring my hands into the middle, bend both knees, let your head drop. Feel that back of the neck, get that little stretch out on. Okay, so come up, I'm just going to roll all the way up to the top. Okay, I'm going to put my hands, drop my shoulders down, let that chest open up. Okay, lovely. Now if you've got a bit of flat wall, or even if you've got a corner here, just hold on to the wall. If you can, with your fingers going backwards, I'm going to turn myself around and open out that shoulder. So I've done a little bit of preparation with my hands on my lower back. If you have no wall to do this on, just do that same one again, down and back. Okay, here, and just turn. Okay, lovely, good. Arms to the front, drop my shoulder down. Remember, lock that elbow, then bring it in towards your chest. Okay, lovely. Other side, dropping it down, bringing it in. Okay, lovely. Putting that leg back. And again, I'm just going to do a reach up. Feel that rib cage come up slightly, but my abs are still pulled in. Bottom's in, softening that front leg and feeling it through the calves of the back leg. Okay, then coming up, stretching out the front of that thigh. If you do need to hold on to something, just back of chair or anything, do that. Okay, because this leg is then going to go under. And I'm going to drop down and I'm going to put my other arm underneath it to hug that into my chest. Good glute stretch, push that bottom out. Okay, lovely, good. Stepping back on that other leg into my calf stretch, softening that front leg. Again, I'm going to do that reach up, rib cage coming up and away, getting those arms to stretch out. Okay, then as I come up, you can hold on to something if you want to. Hold on by the laces, put the knees together, do me that little zip and tip, so that front of thigh stretch is working for me. Lovely, good. Those thighs did work a lot on those leg muscles. Okay, here, those 2 leg rounds. Okay, now I'm dropping down, and then when you want to, you can hug your top half, really pushing your bottom back at the same time though. Okay, lovely, coming up. Okay, fingers just together, palms facing floor. I'm just getting a little bit of a rhythmic going. And again, you can see that my hips stay to the front, even though I am getting that twist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, a little swoosh down for me. Loose with those arms. Come all the way up and then drop it in front of your face. Big breath in. And then down, that little shake through. Okay, really well done. I hope you've done those supersets with the highest weight that you could do. But it's always worth doing one. Again, you can always come back to it, do it another time, so that you know that you have got the perfection right, and then that you can work that properly without getting injured, but really working that strength. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, and I will see you again next time. Okay, bye-bye for now.